You like football, I like football. I watch football, you watch football. So enough talking about it, let's review what happened in the Week 10 of the NFL season. Goodness gracious, what a game. A game filled with ups, downs, and turnarounds. Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson turning into literal gods on Thursday night, and defenses ceasing to exist. After a sloppy first half, the game picked up with the Bengals piling it up with a 21-7 lead. The Bengals got the ball back looking to seal this game, but Marlon Humphreys clutched up with a fumble. The Ravens would go on to score 3 straight touchdowns, making it 28-21. But Burrow and Chase respond immediately with a touchdown to even the odds. The Ravens get the ball back, drain the clock down under 2 minutes, and on 3rd and goal, they get a touchdown, taking the lead. The Bengals, 1 timeout left, are stalling on their final drive, but on 4th and 10, Burrow finds Andre Yoshivas for a close first down. Some dumb penalties later, the Bengals march down the field for a touchdown and go for 2 to essentially win the game, but they were unsuccessful. Ravens win. Now, a few things. The Ravens got pretty lucky on that 2-point convert. I think they took like 3 penalties at the exact same time that weren't called. And 2, Zach Taylor threw this game for the Bengals. But that's just Zach Taylor in general. And of course, Lamar Jackson. I'm speechless. This is the best Lamar Jackson has played his entire career. 24 passing touchdowns to 2 interceptions. Are you kidding me? With these crazy stats, it worries me because Kyle Hamilton is injured. It's nothing serious, but again, this defense needs all the help it can get, so it's not good. The defense overall needs to play better because I'm telling you right now, if they face the Chiefs right now, they would lose. Lamar's getting at least a few stops from the defense to win these big playoff games, so the defense needs to step up. But other than that, fantastic game. Panthers, Giants, the 2 are tied for the worst team in the league, which is actually 7 teams right now. Oh boy, that's rough. The Giants have an overall better team and the rookie studs on their team. There's no way they lose. Yeah, you know where this is going, right? Yeah, the Panthers won. Yep, and the Panthers actually have won 2 games in a row now. And you're thinking, the Panthers, did they play really good because it was a different time zone, different country? No, of course not. The Giants were clearly better, but there was one issue for the Giants. Yep, the usual suspect. At least Bryce Young is happy. Well, today, guys, it's going to be one of those days where the good teams play bad and the bad teams play worse. The Minnesota era of 5 games of tearing ass is over. Doesn't mean they're bad by any means, just means they're more mortal. Their challenge today was Jacksonville, who Jacksonville started off with 2 good drives, and that was it. The Vikings hit the big bada boogie boom for the win. Wow, I've never seen a team so done. That barely just started. The Bears, after starting 4-2, are now 4-5, losing to the Patriots. The Patriots! They lost 19-3. I know Caleb Williams' O-line is really bad, but to be honest, I've been way more impressed with Drake May this year than Caleb Williams. May has had worse target and already has a bad O-line, but looks solid. The thing with Caleb Williams is there's just something missing with this game. He's not playing bad by any means, but he just needs to take that other step. He's just missing it. And of course, the Bears should have fired Matt Eberflus before the season started, but no, they kept him there because they got a rookie quarterback. But now he's going to get fired this year, and it's going to be way worse for Caleb Williams' development. That's very smart for you, Chicago. Totally won't backfire on any of his development or any of his chemistry. Ha, funny stuff. Red Pirates versus the Red Coal Miners. 2 4-win teams desperate for a win. Baker, unfortunately, today had to carry this offense because everyone else is hurt, and CMC is back. Good for her. And the offense is exactly the same. Not much difference. But the game is close. And Jake Moody is shanking field goals, and Deebo Samuel is challenging his inner Undertaker. Not all hope is lost, though, because Brock Purdy throws an absolute dot to George Kittle for a touchdown. But Baker ain't done yet, and he makes the best play of the game by stiff-arming Nick Bosa and throwing for a first down on 4th and 7. God damn, what a play. The Bucs tie with a field goal. However, the Niners don't stop till they drop and drive down the field for a Jake Moody field goal. And he actually made it. So he's not going to get beat in the showers for this week.
He's done miracles on me.
Derek Carr has become the bane in my existence. After years of studying this man, I've come to the conclusion that he's not a man nor a machine. Simply just a figment of our imagination that's constructed its way into our minds to make us feel conflicted enough to think, is he good? Is he bad? Is he just okay? He's a social experiment by the US government to test us on how we respond to the quarterback position. And I'll say, from firsthand, we passed. And the Falcons did not pass because loss. Alright, who broke Joe Flacco? What's happening with my mans? He started off good, but once he was officially the starter, he's been dog water. The Colts could easily be leading their division right now if they had a dependable quarterback. That's all they need, and a better run stop. They are consistently shooting themselves in the foot with talent all around them. And the Bills, on the other hand, have won again, this time without their wide receiver 1 and 2 playing. But they still got Mac Hollins playing, who's picking up the slack. So they're fine. The Bills win another game where Josh Allen played like prime Josh Allen. Colts lose, going down further in the standings, while the Bills keep marching on. Division time. While the Broncos look weak with a good record at any given Sunday, and the Broncos are giving it to the Chiefs. Bo Nix is playing sharp, and the defense is holding the Chiefs down very well. And the Chiefs are still playing good, but the Broncos are on their ass. But the Chiefs take the lead. Now the Broncos need to respond to win this game. In under 2 minutes left, Bo Nix and the Broncos take a slow and methodical drive to the Chiefs' side of the field, and now they're in field goal range. Hey, listen, the Chiefs were due for a loss. They got 8 wins in a row, so it's fine. It's fitting it's against the Broncos too, right?
What's the kick to win it?
This fucking team! Oh! Alright, let's see this game, and what a shocker. Russell Wilson found the fountain of youth and is playing like his prime self again. So funny! The Commanders play good, but the Steelers use witchcraft to revive the shit offense into a good offense. The Commanders in the fourth quarter trying to drive down the field to get a field goal to take the lead, but it's 4th and 10, and apparently Zach Ertz didn't get the first down. I thought he got it. The refs apparently are blind as bricks and didn't think so. The Steelers get the ball back, and the Commanders actually stop them. It's 4th and 2, and oh my god! They're not hitting the ball! You fools! Steelers win, going to 7 and 2. And next week they gotta face. Wait, next week that means the Steelers are gonna face. Baby Blue Battle and the return of the Demon King Will Levis. And he actually played his best game of the year, ironically. Was it enough to win? No, not at all. At least he played better, though. And the Chargers, they look fine. They're probably going to be a wildcard team this year. They look fine, so good for them. And the Titans, well, what did you expect to happen? The team was bad when Dak played. You think it was going to get any better with Cooper Rush? He sucks. And Mike McCarthy sucks. And Ezekiel Elliott felt bad for the Eagles, so you let them have the ball. Yeah. But the Cowboys are still in denial about their season. Who am I kidding? It's just Jerry Jones who's in denial. I actually don't know if I despise someone more than Jerry Jones. I don't think I do. Trey Lance had a few snaps, and nothing happened. And Dak is officially out for the year because he's getting hamstring surgery. What an absolute disaster of a season for the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones, go f*** yourself. So the Jets decided to break their losing streak by beating the Texans, then get 10 days off, and then immediately go back on a losing streak in their next game. The Arizona Cardinals have been the surprise of the year, and a team I said could get a lot of wins back in week 6. And they have. And yes, I'm giving myself credit. Yeah, deal with it, okay? Yeah, deal with it. You're also going to have to deal with the Jets sucking dick, and they're still not going to make the playoffs. The longest playoff drought in NFL history continues. Wait, what? Texans-Lions game on Sunday night? That game never happened. 7 total INTs? A 16-point comeback? What are you talking about? That game never happened. It's 2006. Let's play some Smash Bros. Melee. Okay, you're going to be Donkey Kong, I'll be Yoshi. Alright, fine, it happened, okay? You happy? Let's break down this monstrosity of a game. The Lions start off with a nice drive ending in an INT. The Texans take that INT and turn it into a touchdown. The Texans respond again with a field goal. But after 2 failed drives, the Lions wake up and get a touchdown. After another Texans field goal, Jared Goff gifts another interception to the Texans. The Texans use this and get a field goal. And they yet again get another touchdown, making the game 23-7. Surely the Texans locked this game down, right? Goff throws a Hail Mary at the end of the half, throws it perfectly to the defense, ending the second half. At the start of the second half, C.J. Stroud thought he was missing out on all the fun and decided to respond with one of his own interceptions. But Jared Goff said not so fast and quickly responded with another interception. But a quick Texans 3-and-out gives Detroit the momentum for a touchdown and a failed 2-point convert. Stroud and co. wake up. They must wake up. And they did wake up. And Stroud drives them down the field to throw another interception. The game is turning tides. It's going to the Lions. But you'll never guess what happened. Goff throws another interception. That's 5. Jesus Christ. The Texans blow and punt the ball, and the Lions get a touchdown down 3. And the Texans still forgot how to play football and punt again. And the Lions get the ball back, and they'll field goal tie the game. And the Texans do some bullshit and go 3-and-out. Sure, that was PI, but you have no excuse being down 16 and gifted 5 interceptions. The Lions drive down the field and get a field goal and win the game. The Lions led this game for 0 seconds and were the first team since 1970 to come back from a 15-plus point deficit and throw 5 INTs. Congrats, Houston. You guys disappoint me so much. Alright, here we go. Now this is what's going to happen. The Dolphins are going to go on a winning streak and go like 9-8, 10-7, make the playoffs, and go and lose the first round. I know exactly how the script works. The Rams, why do you guys do this to me? Why do you guys go on a winning streak, and then you face the Dolphins, who are injured, and overall are just not really that good of a team, and you go and lose and put up field goal after field goal after field goal after field goal after field goal? Come on! Sean McVay, I like you. You're one of the best coaches in the league, man, but I want to see you more aggressive. You need to get those tutties, and Matthew Stafford, my goodness, man, I love you, but you gotta stop taking so many sacks. I know his pass rush is getting to him, but there's many times in this game where he could have just run it away, but he just sat there like a statue taking a sack. Oh, it drove me crazy. The Dolphins won, though. The Rams season, it looks like they're cooked because the NFC is so stacked with teams that make the playoffs, so this loss was huge for them, and they lost, so sucks to suck. Football Week 11 has concluded with some good, bad, and ugly football, but most importantly, a fun time. Oh, you want back-to-back good Thursday night football games? You. You get to see the Eagles and Commanders have a very boring first half with a lot of checkdowns and Jake Elliott missing field goals. In the second half, it's more of the same boring stuff. Field goals and checkdowns, blah, 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 you get it. But once the fourth quarter started, the Eagles brought it on, finally taking a lead, and the Commanders responded nicely by going for it on the Eagles' 25, down 2 points. Alrighty then, the Eagles take back the ball for a touchdown. Dane Daniels responds with an INT, and the Eagles quickly score, and this team was losing by 2 points in the fourth quarter, now leading by 16. That was fast. The Eagles win and have established to be a top team in the NFC. The return of Big Tony Richardson, and damn, he played a solid game. Not perfect by any means, but still improvement. He completed over 60% of his passes and passed for 230 yards, and had a pair of TDs. Now the Jets, Jets, S-U-C-K, suck. The New York Football Jets are the most embarrassing team in the NFL this year. Yes, even more embarrassing than their stepbrother, the Giants. Because you know why? The Giants were predicted to be bad. The Giants knew going into the season they were going to have it rough. But the Jets? They had Super Bowl aspirations, at least a playoff appearance at the bare minimum, but now they're 3-8 after 11 games. They are done. Rodgers, you had one hell of a career, but it's time to pack it up. Adams, well, I don't know if you want to be there either, but no matter how you slice it, it's Jover. The Lions took that 17-point blown lead against the Niners in the championship game personally. My God, they don't take any chances against any teams. No matter how good or bad they are, they will kick your ass and will not let you get a chance to breathe. In all seriousness, this is good because Doug Peterson is most definitely getting fired now. At least I think he is. And it's all thanks to the Lions. Unfortunately for the Jaguars, they just signed Trevor Lawrence to a huge contract this year, and now their team sucks. Man, oh man. You can't start over now. Maybe a retool? And the Lions continue to lay real hard ass on teams each week, and they look damn good doing it. Good job, lads. Okay, now that's the Vikings we remember from the first 5 weeks. Well, mostly at least. After looking shaky last week, the Vikings look back on track, supporting an 8-2 record and taking down the Titans. Maybe they're not fully back, I guess. The Titans are... they're pretty bad. I applaud the Derek Carr once again, ruining a team's draft pick by firing off wins just to be one game short of making the playoffs. It's classic Derek Carr, and I love-hate watching it. Taysom Hill is truly an insane athlete. He's, 34 years old, playing running back, quarterback, tight end, and still is great? Truly remarkable. No, seriously, Taysom Hill on Sunday ran for 130 yards, caught 8 balls for 50, and threw an interception. In the same game! I'm serious, look right here. Dude's nuts. Jameis Winston tried his best, but fortunately the Browns are terrible and will be terrible for the rest of the year and likely draft a quarterback in the NFL draft. Cam Ward? Shedeur Sanders? Who knows? I can't believe it. Life is such a funny journey. Tua, you want to be Derek Carr. What are you doing getting your team wins just to fall short of the playoffs and get a worse draft pick? There's only one quarterback for that, and he's a man of God. And the Raiders, don't you think I forgot about you? You guys are doing a good job committing to the tank. I love it. Brock Bowers is legitimately the best head in football right now. Now, all you need is a quarterback that can actually play the position of quarterback. And that's what the draft is for. Go get your guy, and hopefully he doesn't suck. In the meantime, keep doing what you're doing best. It's actually funny to think Drake May is arguably the second best rookie quarterback this year, despite playing half the games. Sure, he has his flaws, but damn, he's still playing pretty good. Shows a lot of potential on a crap team. The Rams still hang on to playoff aspirations as the NFC West is shaping into a dogfight. And dogfights are really fun to watch. Not like that, more like two puppies having a scuffle. Yeah, like that. Puka Nacua legitimately could actually still get 1,000 yards. I know it's crazy, but dude's so damn good, I wouldn't be surprised if he averages over 100 yards a game. And hey, Cooper Kupp is heating up, and the Rams look better, but still need improvement. And the Patriots, here's a cookie. Bears fresh off changing their OC. Can it make a difference to the offense? I guess a bit, but not much. At the end of the day, the players got to win the game, and they're actually playing pretty well, holding the game close against their big bro, the Packers. Jordan Love still has a turnover problem, and Joshua Jacobs is still playing well, and is still a running back people aren't talking about enough that got signed this year. Everyone's focused on Barkley and Henry, but Josh Jacobs playing good. Josh, I see you, man. I see you playing well. Anyways, some random bullshit happened, and the Bears are actually going to win.
Bruh.
Never mind, Bears fans. You will continue to wait for your father and the Green Bay Packers to grab milk from the store, but they ain't never coming back because they're your daddy. And that's it for the 1 o'clock games. Now for the 4 o'clock games. The Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers. Marcus? Hey everyone, my polite chimp reminded me that there was another game that happened at 1 o'clock. It was the Ravens and they lost. Moving on. Okay. The Steelers and the Ravens played on Sunday in Pittsburgh. Lamar Jackson is 1-3 against Pittsburgh all time, and to start this game, the Ravens fumbled. The Steelers got a field goal, and then the Ravens drove down for Tucker, and he missed his field goal. The Ravens get the ball back from the Steelers, and they missed again! No! Steelers field goal. The Ravens get the ball back and get a touchdown. Hooray. And then the Ravens get the ball back, and oh my god, it happened again! Steelers field goal. Steelers get another field goal, and the Ravens get the ball back and get their own field goal. Tucker actually made a kick. Steelers do some bullshit and get another field goal, and the Ravens stall and punt. And the Steelers walk down the field to ice the game, and you'll never believe what happened. Russell Wilson gave us a gift. I have optimism. I have hope. I have excitement. But that was quickly gone with another turnover! It was actually a great play. But still, the Steelers drive their sorry asses down for yet another field goal. But Lamar Jackson is him, and he don't give up on any game. He drove down the field for a touchdown. Hooray! They're only down by 2. They're about to go for it. But the Steelers take a timeout because they think Lamar Jackson's going to run with the ball. So, you know what the Ravens do? They do the exact same play and give it to Lamar to run, and it's easily sniffed out. He stopped, and the game's over from there. They kick, there's a first down, it's over. I cannot believe it happens every time. We cannot beat these motherfuckers! Derrick Henry's first fumble in 3 years. Tucker turned into a vegetable. Lamar Jackson's first INT since the beginning of October. There's no way around this. The Steelers own this team. They beat us no matter how good or bad they are. They will beat us. Tomlin owns Harbaugh. There. You happy, Marcus? You happy? You know what? This cheered me up. Ironic, the 2 top teams in the NFC and the AFC last year disappoint against division rivals in the same week. It brings me joy. The San Francisco 49ers beat up on the Seahawks like my old school bully, Mr. Wilson, did when I didn't want to do tickle time with him. What the am I saying? Do you know when the Seahawks of the city that is apparently called Seattle had enough of this abuse in one of the most dramatic way possible? Since that happened, we got ourselves a Mexican standoff in the NFC West.
Well, it looks like we've got a real Mexican standoff here, boys.
Whoa! All this talk of double cross is making me hungry.
The Falcons took on the Broncos at 4:25 on Sunday, and the Falcons got their shit kicked in by the Denver Broncos. Going in, you think it'd be a close game, the Falcons win, but then when you think about it, it's November, Denver, and it's Kirk Cousins. You know where this is going. Yeah, the Broncos kicked the shit out of them. Bo Nix played amazing, and Bo Nix is actually a Rookie of the Year candidate now? Maybe getting ahead of myself. I think Jane Daniels has played better overall, but Bo Nix has the stats. But we'll see in the future what the future voters of the NFL award system think. I still think Jane Daniels. Allen versus Mahomes. Part 7? 8? 9? I can't remember. These teams have faced a lot in the last 4 years, and they know each other so well because every game is usually very, very close. And today was another close game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills. Now, the Kansas City Chiefs have been 9-0, but a lot of people, including me, think they've been lucky and should have actually lost about, 2 or 3 games by now. And today, it appears their luck ran out, as the Buffalo Bills were clearly the better team and scored up on the Kansas City Chiefs and winning by 2 scores. Patrick Mahomes threw a terrible interception, and actually, he threw 2 bad interceptions overall. Didn't play very good for Mr. Mahomes there. And Josh Allen played a very, very solid game, although his 1 interception was pretty bad. But other than that, he put the team on his back and got the job done. Kansas City's first loss of the year. It's a huge win for Buffalo, and it's a bad loss for Kansas City. Will it shape out in the playoffs in the future? Probably not. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to finish the first seed, guys. Let's be honest here. Who gives gonna say shit. Justin Herbert versus Joe Burrow, 2 top quarterbacks from the 2020 draft, and they're dueling it out on Sunday Night Football. The Bengals defense is very, very bad, and the Chargers are a pretty solid team this year, so it started off how you expected it to be. The Chargers are kicking the shit out of them. It is 27-6 Los Angeles Chargers, and it's like, god damn it, well, we wasted a Sunday night game. Although, oh no, we did not, because this is the Chargers we're talking about, and the Bengals offense is on fire, and they storm back and tie this game up, and the game is tied with 2 minutes left, and the Bengals have the football miraculously, and McPherson has to kick the ball to take the lead, and he missed. Oh god, he missed. Why the did he miss? Oh god. You know where this is going. The Chargers get the ball back. They drive down the field for a J.K. Dobbins touchdown, and the Bengals still have some life. Joe Burrow throws a huge pass to Andre Yoshivas to the 45. Gets one Hail Mary out, but it is short. No dice. Bengals fall to 4-7. Despite Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, even Chase Brown and Trey Hendrickson playing very, very good, this team continues to lose because of poor coaching and bad defense. It's a damn shame because those players are playing amazing, but who cares? And the Chargers move to 7-3, and next week we get a doozy with the Harbaugh Bowl, Chargers and Ravens. Dear Jerry Jones, why do you build such an expensive stadium just for it to have debris falling from it before a game starts on Monday Night Football? Also, Jerry, why'd you block the windows for the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight, but leave it open for your games at 4 o'clock? Why do you do this to your own team? I'm convinced you hate them. Yeah, I said it. I'm convinced you hate your team, Jerry Jones. You sick. The Dallas Cowboys versus the Houston Texans on Monday Night Football happened, and the first half was surprisingly close because the Texans don't know how to play football properly on the road, and the Dallas Cowboys are just, they're just doing something. But unfortunately, at the end of the half, we got a Brandon Aubrey missed field goal, which is a rarity. They're very rare to happen, but they do happen sometimes, and today was a day where it happened. In the second half, the Texans ran away with it with a Cooper Rush strip sack for a touchdown. Now, the Cowboys are a shitty football team. It doesn't matter if Dak was playing or not. First of all, Dak wasn't even playing good this year. Second of all, if he played against the Eagles or the Texans, they would have lost. Will the game be more competitive? Probably. Will they win? No. Their team is just bad. Anything. They shouldn't change Jerry Jones' opinion on Mike McCarthy at all. They shouldn't give him an out to not fire him, because it should get him to fire him. You have nothing else to prove here. Get Mike McCarthy out of here. He's not a good coach anymore. Get him the out of Dallas. Why am I even saying this? Anyways, the Houston Texans, what to say about them? C.J. Stroud is averaging a touchdown pass a game. He has 12 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. He's officially having a sophomore slump, you guys. I'm sorry, I hate to say it, but he's officially having a sophomore slump. I know he's had injuries. From his stats last year to this year, it's not the same. Although I don't think he's playing bad by any means, I still think he needs to step up his game. Texans win, move on. Winter is coming, meaning the cold is in full effect. Also meaning if you're in a hot climate, you're screwed. Also meaning we get true football weather. Let's get these games on the road and review what the heck happened this week. We just had a classic AFC North battle. Not 4 days later, we get yet another AFC North clash. And boy, did it deliver. After somewhat of an underwhelming first half, where we just got one single touchdown and boring-ass field goals, once the second half started, we were given a gift. Jack Frost came early to bless us with a snow game. Oh, hell yeah! And the play mostly stayed the same, but it's in the snow. Who the hell cares? We did get some cool plays. The Steelers mounting a comeback from Jameis Winston, which is just funny saying out loud. But Jameis Winston in the snow is John Elway in Super Bowl 32. As in, it's his destiny to win this game. The Browns complete the upset in the Snow Bowl, and honestly, the best thing Cleveland has done for their team, heck, for the NFL and the fans in general, is not getting a heated field, because we get to watch these beauties of a game. And Myles Garrett also said he solidified himself as the Defensive Player of the Year at the moment. But frankly, Myles, I don't want my Defensive Player of the Year defending their QB, who... And the Browns don't care because he throws good football. So me personally, Myles, you fall just short of Dexter Lawrence. No offense taken.
I can't find pussy anywhere.
Tommy DeVito did try the best he could, but the Giants are so physically and mentally broken at this point. No Italian magic would work today. Maybe another day? Maybe Thanksgiving? The Buccaneers off a bye week just strolled through Central Park, passing, running, sacking, pissing, shitting their way to an easy victory against New York. Another day, another dollar for Anthony Richardson. Tony played a pretty solid game again. However, the Lions are legitimately the best team in the league right now, and you gotta play better than solid to beat this team. And don't be fooled by the score of the game. It was much closer than it let on. I never seen so many big plays called back by the refs in a single game. It's like I'm watching Mahomes at prime time. Alright guys, calm down. I'm here all day. Yeah. The Lions win again, and the Colts are still technically in the AFC South race because the Texans can't figure their shit out. Dolphins facing the Pats and some dumb bullshit. Tua played amazing. Drake May's team's pretty damn terrible. He can't do much. Dolphins winning games. Tua killed a man, and they roll on. I had a feeling. I had a feeling this Texans team would lay an egg against the Tennessee Titans, and guess what they did? I'm starting off not so good with being down 17-7 to Will Levis, who at the time had 0 incompletions, but fortunately for them, they got their shit together and made it a tie game. Hooray! Stroud throws a pick and gives the Titans more points. Not good. Some other shit happened, another Stroud INT, and the Titans take a 2-score lead, but Will Levis realized one thing: he's playing too good, and he has to tone it down a little bit with a pick 6. Will Levis then realized he's playing too bad and has to play good, so here's a 70-yard touchdown on your head. Some back and forth, but the Texans managed to get down the field for a field goal, and oh my god, he missed it, what a bum. And the Titans can't finish shit, so they punt again, but CJ Stroud decided to pull a Dan Orlovsky.
That's the game.
You just lost to William Levis. Despicable. Damn. We're on the verge of greatness. We were this close. Patrick and his Chiefs used their dastardly dark magic to will past the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers played pretty solid, but ultimately fell short. But I think we're seeing progress with Bryce Young, which is always nice to see. But as I stated, you can only do so much when there's satanic witchcraft against you. And today the Panthers fell short. They lost the battle, but god damn it, they will win the war. They will win the war. Well, you want a shit show? By golly, you're getting one. The Dallas Cowboys, yeah! Versus the redacted football team. Me and many others expected this game to be a mauling by the Commanders, but unfortunately, it was very, very close. Teams seem to be getting better at scheming for Jaden Daniels, and when the Cowboys do it to you, you're in trouble. Cooper Rush and the Dallas defense played pretty well. Even a late comeback by the Commanders was tarnished by
God damn.
Kevontae Turpin, you slippery man. The Commanders managed to stop the Cowboys, but there's little to no time left. But maybe there's... Oh my god, the Dallas defense still f***ing sucks. And there he goes. We got ourselves a tie game. You just gotta hit the PAT and... well, never mind. There it goes. And he missed. Well, so much for that. The Cowboys have won their first game since that 2-day game they had against Pittsburgh. Congrats, I guess. You get a worse draft pick? Caleb Williams is public enemy 1 by most fans and the media. And against the Vikings, he played pretty darn good. Against the legit defense in Minnesota. Being down 14 in this game, he mounted a comeback after the onside kick, which is the first successful one this year that wasn't against the Ravens, I mind you. A great throw for a field goal to bring this game to overtime. In overtime, the Bears couldn't give any more and would fall to the Minnesota Vikings. Man, look at those last 3 games with the Bears. Absolutely brutal. See you in Cancun, Matt. I saw someone online saying Broncos and Raiders games at 4 o'clock are filler games or background games, and my goodness, I never heard someone speak more facts in my life. Because in reality, Broncos and Raiders games really come down to being nothing burgers. It's like the average baseball game on a Wednesday at 2 in the afternoon. It's on, I guess. I'll watch it. Is it going to be fun? Most of the time, no. Does it make a difference in the season? For most teams, not really. Do I watch this game with my pants off thinking about jerking my... Questions is yes. Well, the NFC West is really turning into a dogfight. Every week, I think a team in the division has it figured out, but will surprise me with a loss. And teams I thought were done, straight up win. Cardinals coming in with a 4-game win streak off a bye week in Seattle, straight up laid an egg with 6 total points. Really? The Seahawks have been mid at home this season. You couldn't muster up any more points than 6 against this team. The Seahawks this year are just a team that's going to get 9 wins and do nothing. Nothing special at all. At least give it to Murr and the short quarterback a playoff berth. No offense, Gino. You want to tell me why the hell the Niners are even starting Brandon Allen? And yes, I know he played fine, but you got Josh Dobbs, who a guy who legit started last year and won games for teams and made plays. He's your best option at quarterback. I don't give a damn what Kyle Shanahan says. I refuse to believe he's right about a lot of things. I mean, he's a coach. I'm not a coach, but I don't know what the I'm talking about. The game was absolutely terrible. The Packers absolutely beat the shit out of the Niners. Even if Brock Purdy played, they still would have won. Would have been close. Probably would have been close. But the Packers would have won regardless. Do I think Kyle Shanahan should be fired like Niners fans and people in the media saying? Probably not. He's done really well the past few years. He's also been a choker and plays like a pussy in the Super Bowl. But other than that, he's been a really good coach. And the Packers, they still look like the 3rd best team in the NFC North. Can they turn that around? Maybe, maybe not. Because Jordan Love is a gung-ho lunatic who just starts throwing footballs to the other team. And he didn't today, so good for him. My reaction to this game is exactly what I didn't want to happen. The Eagles coming in and laying a smackdown on the Rams. I want the Rams to do good, you guys. You can watch my videos from week 1, the prediction videos, and I like the Rams. I like the players, I want to see them do good. So I always give them a little more credit than they deserve, I think. And today was definitely a game I gave way too much credit. They actually had a lead in this game in the first half, and then they went all downhill from there. Because Saquon Barkley, praise him, was an absolute animal, and Giants fans around the world are crying and throwing temper tantrums because their GM just let him go. Because Saquon Barkley, praise him. Saquon Barkley is the god the Philadelphia Eagles needed to rejuvenate that offense from last year. So praise him. Giants fans, look away, crawl into your beds, and go night-nights. It's over. Try again next year. The Eagles are a legit team this year. The Harbaugh Bowl, where two brothers collide and two top AFC teams collide. And the game was decent. The Chargers started off with a 10-0 lead that quickly got erased with the Ravens getting 2 touchdowns because the Ravens did their patented starting slow technique in the first quarter and a half, which I love seeing. And then the Ravens and Chargers would go back and forth on field goals. Eventually, the Ravens would pull away with 2 touchdowns, going up 14 points in the fourth. The Chargers get a garbage time touchdown, and the Ravens would win by 7 points in the Harbaugh Bowl. John has beaten Jim 3 times out of 3 in their head-to-head matchups. This game was very strange. The Ravens need to stop starting slow because I know once the playoffs comes and they face a team and they start off slow, it's going to backfire them. So please stop doing it, Baltimore. I love you guys, but please stop doing it. Overall, fun game, and hopefully these two teams see each other in the playoffs again this year, but it doesn't matter. We're all going to die anyways. Hey, y'all. Hope you enjoyed Thanksgiving and had a fun day with the family, watching football, eating turkey, and getting some drinks. And avoiding your Uncle Jimmy, who always mentions how big and strong you're getting and how you should work out with him at his home gym. But besides that, let's review what happened in this week of the NFL. The Lions can't stop winning. Every week I'm expecting a letdown game or a game where they look human, but it never comes. They just keep winning, kicking the crap out of the Bears in the first half, making it look easy. However, in the second half, it's a different story. Caleb Williams flashes #1 overall potential, passing for 3 touchdowns and making some overall great plays. But unfortunately, one thing went wrong for the Bears. Eberflus.
Disaster in the making here. You're going to have to do something when it comes down to this play.
The was that? Gone with Matt. Gone! I'm not going to preach how I was right about them firing him. A blind pirate could figure that out. Unbelievable. Even with Caleb Williams playing great in the second half, they wasted this game. They wasted this team's potential this year. Good job, Bears. You cucks. Dallas Cowboys. Yeehaw! Versus the New York Giants. This is the game I thought the Giants were going to win with Drew Lock playing, but it didn't happen. Drew Lock had a good start, but then it quickly went downhill from there. In the Dallas defense, all of a sudden, once Dak is out, plays good again. I know Micah Parsons was out for those games, but still, the whole defense plays better? I don't know. I think it's fishy. You know what I got a pet peeve of? Cooper Rush. He does the here we goes like Dak does, but he sounds like such a twink when he does it. He goes, here we go! Here we go! You gotta go, here we go! Here we go! What's an oomph in it, Cooper Rush? Golly. Come on now. I'd be crazy with that. Anyways, the Cowboys won and actually have a chance to make the playoffs for some reason. And my answer to that is, why? Why are you doing this? If you have a good record at the end of the year, you're going to keep McCarthy, which you don't want to. And 2, you get a worse draft pick. And 3, you make it to the playoffs. What's the point? CeeDee Lamb's going to be playing hurt the rest of the year. Dak ain't coming back this year. What are you going to do in the playoffs? Cooper Rush needs to make plays, and he's just a guy. He's not going to do jack shit. So my answer is, just lose. Give her a draft pick. Fire McCarthy. My advice. But, I don't know. Who cares? Jerry Jones is an idiot. Whatever. Well, there goes the Dolphins' winning record, because they're not facing a shit team, and it's not in hot weather. And they faced the Green Bay Packers. And Jordan Love looked crispy. Played a very, very good game, and actually did his gunslinger moves without throwing any picks, so good for him. The Dolphins are the exact same team they were the last 2 years. They're going to get 9 wins, 10 wins. They're going to play good at home, but they cannot beat teams in prime time or in the cold. That's an issue. You're never going to win a playoff game if you do that. You need to fix that. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the coaching. Maybe it's because they're like little Florida boys just hopping around. I don't know. Ask them. I'm just a dude talking about football. Please leave me alone. Stop it! Raiders, Chiefs. My goodness, it doesn't matter about the Raiders are. The Raiders are going to play the Chiefs close. And guess what they did? They played them close. The Chiefs were up 16-3, but Aiden O'Connell, my goodness, that man's mustache works in beautiful ways. Storming back and taking the lead. 17-16, the Chiefs march down the field, get a field goal. It's a freaking 1-score game, and they drive down the field, cutting it to under 20 seconds. And here we go. They just got to do something good, and
Field goal from here. Drops it. Flag is thrown though.
okay, that's nothing bad. It's not bad. It's just a false start. The play was already called dead.
Illegal shift. Chiefs did recover the backwards pass and take over first down.
What? No! It's not even worth getting mad over. What am I even doing? It was a false start, they called it. And then they're like, nah, illegal shift. Even though I'm pretty sure the ref blew the whistle before the ball was even recovered by either team. But whatever. Give it to the Chiefs. The win. Whatever. Yeah, I know Daniel Carlson may have missed a 55-yarder or whatever, but still, he still has the leg, he still has the talent to do it. It's just stupid. It's stupid. This is the goddamn Chiefs we're talking about, man. Unbelievable. Trevor Lawrence is back in the building to get his dysfunctional Jaguars to get something, anything. Such a disappointment. And Azeez Al-Sharawi tries to decapitate Trevor Lawrence. God damn! I understand you couldn't stop your momentum, but Jesus, it's the QB. They're gonna call that every time. Jeez. Oh, Trevor's okay. The Texans would then cruise to a win against the Jacksonville Jaguars despite Mac Jones' comeback. Texans win, Jaguars cannot stop losing. I miss Saxonville. So if anyone watches my exclusive content, I made a video back in May about how the Falcons drafting Michael Penix is probably a dumb decision. I said because he's 24 years old, and Kirk Cousins just signed a 4-year contract, and it's not looking like a smart idea. Looking at it now, it was the right move. It was absolutely the right move. Kirk Cousins just resorted to 2015 Peyton Manning, throwing a mass ton of interceptions to the Chargers. Kirk Cousins straight up lost this game for the Falcons and jeopardized the Falcons season as a whole. The Chargers, on the other hand, are just fine. Good for them. Golf clap. I want to formally apologize to everyone who thought the Titans were going to win this week. And that's just me. I was the only one who thought they were going to win this week. If you're wondering why I did, I don't know. I just got a feeling, got that feeling that in my body, that strange feeling. That's weird feeling, but it makes you have a feeling, you know what I mean? But I was certainly wrong because the Commanders showed up and showed out, breaking their 3-game slump by smacking the tails off the Titans. I'm not going to remember them this time. Cardinals, Vikings, 2 potential future playoff teams facing up, and we got ourselves a doozy. First off, we started with 6 field goals in a row. Oh, goodness gracious. Then, the Arizona Cardinals started to bring it on with a touchdown, but the Minnesota Vikings respond quickly with one of their own touchdowns. Then they trade field goals, and the Arizona Cardinals look to be locking up this game, and it's a big win for them, but unfortunately for them, Sam Darnold's on his revenge tour and gets a touchdown. No! God, no! They got a touchdown. They won the game. The Minnesota Vikings have won. But I still don't feel like they're that good of a team, and the Cardinals are a better team than 6-6. It's a damn shame, because I want the Cardinals to win the division, but sometimes you don't get what you get. And you learn quickly in life, everybody, that you don't always get what you want, and you gotta deal with it. So deal with the Minnesota Vikings winning, and we're moving on! So the Bengals and Pittsburgh Steelers face this week, and I thought the Bengals were honestly just going to go in there and just start tearing up the score, but apparently the Steelers are still on the revenge tour from last year of playing really good offense all of a sudden, because Russell Wilson threw 400 yards plus, and yes, I know the Bengals defense sucks, but I know it sucked this bad, and they won, and Joe Burrow threw a pick 6. It really wasn't his fault, but still, he threw a pick 6, and overall, Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, Chase Brown, Jamar Chase, all those guys are playing great each and every week, but they can't do anything because their defense is historically bad, and the Steelers' offense is actually decent this year, and it drives me so whack. Why is the defense so bad? Why is the Steelers' offense so decent? I don't know why. Mike Tomlin, if you don't like watching Bryce Young succeed, I think you're just a hater, man. This guy in the last 3 weeks, hell no, last 4 weeks, has been playing good football. In back-to-back weeks, he out-dueled Patrick Mahomes and he out-dueled Baker Mayfield. Both times his defense let him down. He came back from 11 last week in the fourth quarter tie, and this week he led a game-winning drive to take the lead, but the Panthers defense let him down again. It's a damn shame, but I'm happy to see Bryce Young playing better. And Carolina, looks like drafting a quarterback is out of the question because it looks like you guys got one now. And Baker Mayfield continues to play the gunslinger mode that him and Jordan Love love doing, which is just chaotic ball. And it's so funny to watch and so infuriating for Bucs fans to watch. And that's why it's awesome. The Panthers fall short, but hell, your season's already over anyways. You guys got a quarterback. Just build around him. You'll be fine. The Ravens faced the Eagles this week, and it was a game that happened on Sunday at 4:25. It totally was a game that happened. You want to guess what happened? Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, the 2 rushing leaders both played, and they both played pretty good. The Ravens started off the game winning. It actually didn't start off slow. They started off slow, but guess what? When they start off slow, they end up winning. When they start off good, they end up losing, and that's what happened. Now, did the Baltimore Ravens outplay the Eagles today? You could debate they did. Maybe a little bit. Maybe they didn't. One thing's for certain. This game would have been a lot closer if Mr. Justin Tucker made field goals and PATs. Now, I want to say this first. Justin Tucker has been a phenomenal kicker. 10 plus years for the Ravens. He's been the best kicker for 10 straight years. But his downfall this year has been cataclysmic because it's not like a slow downfall he can miss field goals. He has costed the Ravens game. He's costed us games this time against the Steelers and against the Chiefs. And I love the guy. As a person, great guy. But for the love of God, Tucker, make the kicks! Tucker! And the Ravens' offensive line collapsed in the second half and couldn't help Lamar, and Lamar didn't run. The Eagles started getting a run game looked like total dog shit in the second half. Eagles stroll to a win. And goddamn, this probably sold us the division. Like, the Steelers beat the Browns this week. They got 2-game lead. Probably sold us the division. But whatever. It is what it is. Ha ha ha. Funny stuff. Bills, Niners. Who doesn't love yourself a snow game? And it was a blowout, but hell, it was a very fun game. And it was a game I watched in person. And it was chaos. You would get pelted by snowballs, you could barely walk, and the whole game had snow falling from the sky. It was awesome. It's a game I'll never forget watching. And the Niners, well, let's be honest here, everybody. We all knew the Niners were probably cooked going into this game, a California team. But unfortunately, they could have actually made this game a close game, but if Jake Moody missed field goals, McCaffrey getting hurt, Juszczyk fumbling at the 1-yard line, stuff like that f***s you up. But overall, it's the Buffalo Bills' domain. They know this weather, they play in this weather, and Josh Allen is a gosh darn goofball who does some wacky plays and does some really, really wacky, funny plays. Remember this guy did a lot of dumb plays in his first 2 years? Now he's doing these plays. Unbelievable growth. Anyways, the game was overall fun. I don't care if you thought it was boring because it was a blood game. Snow games are fun. Who gives a shit? Okay, listen, I don't know if Bo Nix is going to win Rookie of the Year. Heck, I don't know if he's even the best quarterback in this draft class, but I can say one thing. This man is entertaining as hell to watch. He will chuck that ball deep. It doesn't matter if it's incomplete, an interception, or it's caught. It doesn't matter. That man will chuck the ball deep, and I respect it. And he's facing a guy who did that for his entire career and learned the art form of it, Jameis Winston. Bo and Jameis put on a show on Monday night, playing a very entertaining game, surprisingly, with the Browns being bad. And now the Broncos are inching closer and closer to a wild card spot for this win, which is good for them because they've turned it around pretty fast, even though Russell Wilson's contract is still killing them. And the Browns, keep Jameis as your quarterback. Please do it. It is so much fun to watch the Browns when Jameis is the quarterback. That's all I got to say about that game. Konnichiwa. NFL Week 14 is done. It's over. It's never going to happen again. Week 14 of the 2024 NFL season will never happen again in our lifetime. They just can't stop winning. The Detroit Lions coming in and week out, gritting their way through wins. It's goddamn impressive. The game that pointed the Packers winning from a mile away and the Lions have a letdown game, certain to happen but never did. Dan Campbell must be one of the sisters of fate because he is changing the fate of the Lions each and every week. And the Packers, y'all looking a little cowboy out there with the 0 wins against winning record teams. Just saying, no diss, just calling it how I see it. These teams are going to play again in the playoffs, aren't they? This week had some rough matchups. And I'm going to go through some of these matchups. Exhibit A, Saints versus Giants. Two bad teams going at it at 1 p.m., and it's in New York, the perfect setting. As the late, great urinating tree would say, this is a tank bowl. But there's one issue. The Saints don't understand the tank and start laying into the G-men. But apparently the G-men don't understand the tank either and storm back their way and are gonna tie the game. All they need to do is kick a field goal.
Snap. Gillen the hold. The kick, no good.
The Saints special teams doesn't realize the gift they gave Giants fans today. Well done. And now I'm getting to the Exhibit B game, Titans-Jags. Be real, we didn't watch this game. And yes, I'm saying we because we are we. You can't put a price on how to waste my time, and I'll be damned if me or anyone wastes our precious time on this earth watching a 3-9 Titans team face the 2-10 Jacksonville Jaguars. But hell, I'll give you a recap. Field goal, touchdown, gambling addiction, Jags win. The Waiters were the Pirates that lost today, but the siege will continue into the offseason with a great track. With the other Pirates, that being Baker, and the gang got another easy victory, making it 3 in a row and taking the division lead back from the dirty Falcons. And this will probably be the outcome of the NFC South, because every team fucking sucks. What do you want from me? There's a lot of games that were just boring this week. Give me a break. You can't predict the unpredictable with the enigma that is Jameis Winston. He could be cutting and slicing defense like no one's business, and he could be also helping that said defense win the same game. For the Browns, fans are upset because Mr. Winston chose the latter today. He's throwing some vintage Jameis Winston passes. And hey, that passing game looked pretty suspect on the Steelers. Don't you think I forgot about you guys? Without George Pickens, Russ Wilson looks a little suspect. Is he a George Pickens merchant? Blasphemous. I think no, because I don't like this team. Seriously, guys, my opinion doesn't matter too much in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, I'm just saying, he can't play without George Pickens. You heard it here first. Russell Wilson forgot to play football without George Pickens. Damn. Bryce Young played yet another solid game and should have won this game, but Xavier Legette dropped a touchdown. Oh, the humanity. I'll cut him some slack. He's a rookie, but come on. You gotta catch that ball, my man. You gotta catch it. I still like it, though. And the Eagles, I need to figure out how this team is without Barkley. Because, dare I say, this team is run by Saquon Barkley, the running back. And this team probably wouldn't be as nearly as effective or good without him. Turns out running backs are more valuable than the NFL thought. If Barkley gets hurt, this team is cooked. The passing game is not good, and I don't think this team could go shot for shot with teams like the Lions. So they better hope that running game keeps working and Barkley stays healthy. Because if not, they are cooked. Exhibit C game, Dolphins-Jets. And I'll say this first. Tua has been facing some pretty garbage teams since he came back, but the dude has 15 touchdowns to 1 interception since he got injured. That's damn impressive. I'll give him some credit. And the New York Jets can lick my taint. I'm not going to waste my time saying, oh, they're underachieving. Rodgers isn't the same. We know this. You get it. I get it. They fucking suck. And they lost again. They blew the game. Oh my god, what a shocker. Who knew that was going to happen? The Dolphins go in overtime and win the game. Hooray! The Arizona Cardinals are the definition of bipolar. They started out the season 1-4, not good. But then they won 5 games in a row to go 6-4, looking like a pretty good team, maybe a playoff team. And then they've lost 3 games in a row. My goodness. And let's be honest here, they lost because of Kyler Murray. I hate to say it, he's been playing solid this year, but he threw that game. He threw the game for the Cardinals. Sorry to say it, Cardinals fans. It's just how it is. And you know why Kyler Murray's playing bad. You know why that goddamn Call of Duty came out and he's playing like goddamn shit all of a sudden. He's playing Battle of the Sun once Call of Duty came out. You already know the reasons. This is a terrible thing to happen to an NFL football team. Not as bad as a chimpanzee mauling you and ripping your testicles off, but still pretty bad. And the Seattle Seahawks come in playing fine. I guess they don't really have to try too much. The division is in shambles. It is crazy. This division has been flip-flopping from team to team to team each week. I don't know who the hell's going to win, and I still don't. I think it's probably the Seattle or Rams, but we'll never know. Okay, listen, I do predictions on this channel as well, and listen, I didn't do it this week because I was a very busy boy this week. I couldn't do it, but I swear to you, I was going to pick the Rams to win. I swear to you, and I know, I could be fibbing here, but that's the mystery about it. I said they did, but am I lying? Of course not. I'm not lying. I picked the Rams to win. And you know why they won? Because I don't know. The Bills' defense never been amazing this year, but still has been pretty solid. But all of a sudden, they just turned to Swiss cheese as Puka, Cooper Kupp, and Matt Stafford, Kyrie Williams run up the field easily every drive, scoring touchdown after touchdown after touchdown. But Josh Allen still plays his gosh darn best, and he tries to win, but he couldn't because the defense played so bad that it didn't matter. He had 6 touchdowns today. Woo-wee! The Bills. I feel like every year they're always poised to be on track to be the number 1 seed, and then they have a letdown game against a team that is nearly not as good as them. It happens every single year. They're always destined to be the number 2 or 3 seed. They're never going to be the number 1 seed, and fortunately, they're not going to be it this year as well, meaning probably going to lose in Kansas City again. And the Rams, my goodness, they can still win the division, baby. They can still do it. The Chicago Bears have no excuse to lose by this much against the San Francisco 49ers. The San Francisco 49ers are injured to shit, and the Bears, while being not that good, still have a solid team, and yet they still got the shit kicked out of them. Oh yeah, because they have a new head coach. I forgot about that. Matt Flus is so ass. I forgot about how ass he was. Brock Purdy and the gang just strolled in there, beat the shit out of a grizzly bear, and got the hell out. Caleb Williams did not play good today. I don't think any one of the Bears played good today. It was an absolute mauling, and I expect the Bears to at least try to get a competent head coach in the offseason. Please do not hire an ex-NFL head coach who got fired. Please don't do this. Then we get to the Sunday night game, the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Kansas City Chiefs. And of course, it's a division game, it's Los Angeles, and you know it's close. It started off with the Kansas City Chiefs going up 13-0, and then the Los Angeles Chargers in the second half stormed back with 2 touchdowns. Good stuff. And then it kind of turned into a defensive battle with field goals traded off. And then we got to the Chiefs with the ball down 1. 4 minutes left, and you already know what happens. The Chiefs go down the field, and they go to kick a field goal, and look at that. Their field goal hits the upright post and just goes in. I'm convinced that they sold their souls. Listen to me right now. The New England Patriots did have some wonky devil magic, but the way the Chiefs winning games each week in and out is honestly the only explanation is they made a deal with Satan. That's my only explanation. So it's confirmed the Kansas City Chiefs are selling their souls. So once they do win 15 Super Bowls in a row, it is fine because they'll probably be damned to hell. So in the bright side of things, everyone, we're not looking at a too bad of a situation here because the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl off a 100-yard Hail Mary by Patrick Mahomes against the Lions. So get ready for that, everybody. And finally, the Exhibit D game. Dallas versus the Cincinnati Bengals on Monday Night Football. And it's not only the Dallas Cowboys and Cincinnati Bengals facing, it's also the Simpsons game. And it looked so bad. It looked so goddamn bad. I don't understand how a billion-dollar company and a huge TV series like The Simpsons do this, and it looks really buggy and terrible. But I don't know. I don't know how animation works. Maybe it was good for what they could actually do with live-action play. I don't freaking know. What I do know is this game was really, really funny. It was exactly how I thought it would go, but at the same time, not really. The Cowboys got up the field very good, which I expected to do even with Cooper Rush, and the Bengals got up the field very good. I expected because their offense is very good. It was a back-and-forth battle, and touchdowns, and field goals, and yada, yada, yada. But the the play of the game comes from when the Dallas Cowboys blocked the punt of the Cincinnati Bengals, and all they need to do is just not touch the ball, let Cincinnati grab it, and touch them down. But they didn't do that. They touched the ball, Cincinnati got the ball back, and then they got a touchdown and ended up winning the game. It was the most Cowboys way of losing a game, and Micah Parsons was not happy. That dude was pissed. He just walked off the gosh darn field after the game, didn't even shake hands. And Demario Overshone has been injured, and his leg is destroyed. I think he tore like MCL, ACL, and something else. That is unfortunate because Demario has actually been playing really good this year, so hopefully it's healthy soon. Ho ho, hi you hoes. Week 15 is in the books. Time to review the games. Roll the clips. I kind of expected this game to be a slot fest, and it sure did deliver a disgusting game. Once the rain hits the field of the California team, the play grinds to a halt, instantly turns into a field goal fest. Because God forbid a team plays good when there's rain. It's not like a team scored 40 in a snowstorm 2 weeks ago. Anyhow, the Niners season is done. Too many injuries, not the same team. And the Los Angeles Rams, on the other hand, have made a statement win and will be going back and forth with the Seattle Seahawks for the next few weeks. It's gonna be fun. This game was terrible. One team is 9-5 and the other one is 6-8, but both felt like they have the same record because their level is basically the same. CJ Stroud is not the same quarterback as last year. I want him to be great, but this year has been a downgrade from last. He's still young though, so it's fine. But the Texans are still undisciplined on defense and take too many penalties. And the Dolphins, the Dolphins, still can't win on the road or against a winning record team. I'm gonna say it right now. Tua is the worst quarterback from that 2020 draft. I don't care about his stats against bad teams. He can't beat good teams, and he can't win the big games. The Texans were practically trying to lose this game today, yet he still threw the game for them. He's a solid QB. He's decent, but he is the worst from that draft class. Sorry, not sorry. Frustrating game all around. Also, get well soon, granted Wallace. That was scary. Here we go! I miss hearing Dak say that.
Here we go!
Jaden Daniels is taking back Rookie of the Year votes from Bo Nix as he has another stellar game beating the Saints. I know they suck. However, I got nothing. They just suck. This game wasn't all peaches and cream, though, as Daniels got sacked 8 times, and the Saints mounted a comeback without Derek Carr or Alvin Kamara. And the Saints, oh my god, actually got a touchdown and are down by 1 point. They're going for the win. Let's check it out.
Here we go. Rattler for the win. He throws. It's incomplete.
You Commanders are so lucky. Good win, but this is very, very concerning. Well, I was wrong about Jameis. He was going to be the one to deliver us the Chiefs' second loss this year, but he was only a part of the second team to not cover against them this year. The Kansas City Chiefs win again. Let's go.
Hamburger, cheeseburger, 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 Big Mac, Big Mac, Big Mac, Big Mac, Whopper, Whopper.
Mahomes hurt his ankle again. I feel like this happens every year around December and November. Hopefully he's okay. The sacrifice of a child should do the trick and get that ankle healed up and nice for the playoffs. Go Chiefs. No! Why did Bryce Young start playing bad again against the Cowboys? He's been solid for 4 straight weeks, and this is the game he comes back down to earth? It's sad. I'll probably get another chance next year at least. And hey, you. Yes, you, Cowboys. What do you think you're doing? Did you not get the memo from last week? You're supposed to lose. There is no playoffs, there is no miracle run, and there is no Easter Bunny, only a better draft pick. And Cooper Rush? Oh my. Well, that's awkward. Just stop winning, fire McCarthy, pay Micah, throw Jerry Jones off the cliff, and hire Ben Johnson as the head coach, and boom! Everything's fixed. The later in the season goes on, the more meaningless a lot of games are, and the Bengals and Titans certainly fit that memo. Will Levis, ever since coming back from his injury, has played better. Not great, but better. But today, against arguably the worst defense in the league, he threw 3 interceptions. I know technically he could turn it around if they keep next year, but I think this is a failed experiment. He showed promise last year, but not this year. It's over, Will. Sorry. And Burrow and Chase are still putting up absurd numbers each week, so at least it's fun for Bengals fans to watch when they don't make the playoffs. I know this game is meaningless and only matters for a draft pick, but Aaron Rodgers played very well along with Devontae Adams. And yes, I know Aaron Rodgers is underperforming this year, and he's not the same quarterback. But to say he's playing terrible this year is absurd. He has 23 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. Again, I'm not saying he's playing good, but he's playing above average. And yes, he's not playing as he usually is, but he's still playing above average and is playing as a top 20 quarterback in the league. I know, guys, I love to shit on him too, but it's the truth. Anyways, both teams are stinky doo-doo, and none of this really matters in the end. My glorious King Lamar Jackson does it again. Against a bum-ass team. But fuck it. Lamar diced up the Giants while his pants were falling down. It was fabulous. The Giants are still flying World War II planes over the stadium, begging the Giants owner to fire everyone. Keep trying, boys. He'll crack eventually. And on the other hand, the Ravens are sneaking up to the Steelers in the standings for the AFC North title. And next week is going to be a big game for them, so I hope. Oh, God! God, I hope they beat them. The Redbirds versus the Patriots. This game was just whatever. If you're not Patriots or Cardinals fans, I'm asking, why are you watching this game? Maybe you have bets on it. Maybe you hate yourself. Maybe both. I don't know. But in the end, the Arizona Cardinals, as much as they underperformed, cannot lose to the Patriots because they're so terrible. Drake May, again, played fine, and I think he has promised to be a starting quarterback, which is very good for the Patriots. Other than that, the team is gosh darn terrible. And the Cardinals, I still think you blew your season, losing 3 games in a row. Maybe the Seahawks and Rams can lose all games, and then you went out. Maybe. I doubt it. You guys are cooked. Ooh, this is awkward. On my predictions video, I said I think that the Bucks and Chargers were very evenly matched teams, and I think Baker is more prone to interceptions, therefore the Chargers win. Now, here's the other thing I didn't consider. The Bucks are a very much better team than the Chargers, even with Baker Mayfield throwing interceptions. That was a very, very bad loss and is very concerning for the Chargers. If the Chargers cannot keep it close with the Buccaneers, which is a team I think they should be at the same level, and got their shit kicked in, that ain't good, you guys. Now, they're probably still going to make the playoffs as a 7 seed or 6 seed, but let's be honest here, unless they face Houston, they're going to get steamrolled by any team in the playoffs. Again, it's an upset from last year, considering they missed the playoffs and were 5-12. Buccaneers, on the other hand, they basically sealed the division. I don't see them losing many more games the rest of the year, along with the Falcons being a dumpster fire, so congrats on a future wildcard loss, I guess?
I'm just a huge fan of the sport.
1 second you're on top, the next you lose to the Eagles. The Ravens and Steelers have this in common, at least. This game seemed to be more of a message to the NFL. Hurts played very well throwing the ball, and even Barkley had a down game. It didn't matter because the Eagles are just that darn good. As much as people don't like the Eagles, and me included, we have to cope that they are a very good team. They could possibly finish as a number 1 seed because of what happened to the other number 1 seed team in the NFC, which I'll get to in a second, but before I do, the Steelers, don't feel too good, now don't it? When an NFL young boy ain't playing, Mr. Unlimited looks pretty limited. 4 more days to the Saturday game against the Ravens, and I'm equally nervous and optimistic, but ultimately, excited. The People's Super Bowl, Lions-Bills, a game that means a lot to both teams, more to Detroit than Buffalo. Nonetheless, both teams want this game. The Buffalo Bills, after getting dominated on defense last week against the Rams, took their frustrations out on the Lions by bukakiing their defense. Josh Allen may have just sealed the MVP with this game by playing out of his goddamn mind this year. A year where the Bills were expected to possibly have a down year, he sure shut up a lot of people, including me. The Lions have lost, but it was more than just a loss in the season, as Aleem McNeil and David Montgomery are out for the year. Huge losses for the Lions, and also Carlton Davis is going to miss some time with an injury. This is huge for the Lions. Terrible time for injuries, could very well cost them the playoffs. Damn shame. But sometimes it goes like that, so what are you going to do? The NFC West sucks. I'm not surprised that all the Packers kicked the crap out of the Seahawks. It didn't matter if Geno played the rest of the game, they were losing anyways. Sam Howell, however, needs to find God after what he did when he stepped in for Geno. Just give the division to the Rams at this point. They have the best chance of doing anything in the playoffs this year in the division. The Packers look better and better each week, and with the injuries to the Lions, outside of the Eagles, the Packers don't seem to have too bad of a chance in the playoffs this year, so maybe they go on a run. I'm getting ahead of myself. A lot of things can change in a few weeks in this damn league. Why can't I see the Bears go 1 week without completely embarrassing themselves? Heck, half of their wins this year are embarrassing. Whatever. Their curses suck. Minnesota, on the other hand, is inching closer. Closer. Ha-ha. The NFC North title with Detroit. If Minnesota doesn't lose and faces Detroit in Week 18, we could be getting a showdown for the ages to decide who is winning the division. It'll probably be Detroit. Minnesota's won a lot, but they have been not very nicey with their wins, being just kind of scraping by with their wins, but who the knows anything at this point. They beat the Bears by a lot, but the Bears suck, let's be honest here. Oh my god, this game is terrible. It's the Raiders versus the Falcons, and Desmond Ridder is playing, getting his revenge game against the Falcons. Just kidding, he didn't. He played terrible. I'm sorry, he's a third string, comes to slack, but he's bad. And Kirk Cousins played bad as well. This game was terrible. I don't know why anyone would watch this game. Why is it flexed on Monday? I don't know. The NFL hates us. Do they? I think they do. I'm going crazy talking to myself right now. I'm gonna stop and just end the week already. And even so, the Falcons won. The Raiders almost came back. Howdy y'all, week 16 of the NFL season has concluded. Now I'm gonna tell you about the good stuff, the bad stuff, and the ugly stuff, and the funny stuff, and the not so funny stuff. So let's get into it. Oh, mamma mia, we got ourselves a really good Thursday game once again. They're rare, but damn, if you don't pucker your lips at the sight of one, are you really an NFL fan? The 2 Oregon quarterbacks go at it again, both putting on good performances. The Broncos start off hot, piling on to points, going up by 11 at the end of the first half. But wait, I just lied to you. They didn't go up by 11. That's because we got a fair catch punt, meaning we get a kickoff field goal attempt. And my God, Dicker, the kicker, nailed it, drawing the lead to 8. And this would give the Chargers the momentum leading into half as they exploded with 21 points to the Broncos only scoring 3, giving the Chargers a win. And this puts some pressure on the Broncos into the next 2 games on making the playoffs. The Red Bulls versus the Chefs at 1 o'clock. This game was going to be a weird one because we didn't know if Carson Wentz was playing or Mahomes is playing. And Mahomes is playing. I do think the Chiefs would have won with Carson Wentz playing anyways, but who cares? The Texans offense struggled once again as C.J. Stroud is pressured because he has no O-line and his throws are not the best sometimes. Although he did make a few good throws today. His touchdown to Dalton Schultz and his touchdown to Tank Dell. Speaking of Tank Dell, that is absolutely tragic. I am so sorry to Tank Dell. It is such a shame to see something brutal happen to a great player like that. I really hope he gets well soon. And I feel bad for Stroud too, because that guy was crying on the sidelines. I've been friends since college, I think. It's rough. It sucks. But hell, man, even with that bad injury, he still hung on the ball and still got the touchdown. Absolute warrior of a player. Get well soon, Tank. Anyways, the Texans were simply just not good enough against the Chiefs. They're too injured, and they got outcoached. Even with Mahomes' injured ankle, he still ran the ball a lot. And hell, I'll say this, man. Mahomes is missing a lot of throws. Just saying. Maybe it's the ankle injury. I don't know. The Chiefs would basically stroll to a win, winning by 8 against the Texans. And the Texans basically locked down the 4th seed, facing whoever's going to finish with the 5 seed. And the Chiefs finished with the 1 seed. Again. Yeah! Let's go! We got him! First time Lamar Jackson has beat the Steelers in regulation, and the first time he's beat them since 2019, and it sure felt sweet. This game was a lot closer than it let on, but it didn't stop the Ravens from— No! For God's sakes, get a medic! Man down! Man down! Get a medic! In all seriousness, I hope Justice Hill's okay. Concussions are always a cause for concern, and it sucks to see a player get knocked out like that. Get better soon, Justice. Very underrated player, by the way. The Ravens and Steelers basically had the reverse game of the first matchup. The Steelers looked to be controlling the game, but then boop, wacky turnover, and it felt so good happening to them, and not to the Ravens for once. But as happy as I am they won, they still aren't first in the division, and we're gonna face them in the playoffs again, aren't we? No Jameis Winston equals sad NFL fans. We got DTR instead, and the poor youngster was thrown to the wolves and eaten alive. Joe Burrow, on the other hand, gave us another great game, looking like Superman out there with his throw. And the Bengals still have a chance at making the playoffs. Not as far-fetched as you think. 2 wins and 2 Broncos losses basically puts them in, along with the Dolphins and Colts losing at least 1 game. And let's be honest here, they're probably gonna drop at least 1 game. So it's not out of the question, but who knows? We see the debut of Michael, his name is way too close to penis, Penix. And how did the Rook play? He played fine. Kind of what you'd expect from a rookie. It doesn't help that Kyle Pitts can't catch an easy ball in the red zone, but what are you gonna do? But the Giants, though. Woo, beautiful tank. This team was 2-2 at one point. That's the beautiful nature of a tank in the NFL. The Giants will and should draft a QB, that being Ward or Sanders. Giants fans should be hooting and hollering at the fact that they get to have a fun offseason this year. Despite the Lions' injuries, it didn't stop them from kicking the shit out of the Bears. It was actually written centuries ago and prophesied by Homer in the ancient Greek times, where he said, "Thou lions shall kill thy crap out of the Bears," in 2024, in December 23rd. Homer. How could anyone review a game if it was already determined before it happened? So there you go. Rip Will Levis and his tirade of funny plays. It's done for the season. Not going to happen again. Hope you enjoyed the ride. But now we have Mason Rudolph, who's a person who lives on planet Earth. Anyways, the Colts put on a clinic of the Titans for about 3 quarters until Mason Rudolph turned into Genghis Khan and started massacring the Colts defense, putting up 23 unanswered points. But this epic comeback would come to a halt with the Colts draining the clock, and the rest is history. Just as Genghis Khan's rule lasted for so long, it eventually came to an end. That is kind of how Mason Rudolph's play was today. Historic, but also a tragedy. Yep, I called it. I knew the Panthers were going to win this, and I got proof. I got proof this time to back it up. Check out my predictions video. I said the Panthers were going to win. The Panthers are the goddamn boogeyman to the Arizona Cardinals. 9 years ago, Cam Newton, Ron Rivera crushed their dreams in the championship game. And 9 years later, Bryce Young and Dave Canales crushed their playoff hopes by eliminating them from the playoffs. It's funny how time works sometimes. Things come around, I suppose. AFC East battle time. 2 top teams. One is gunning for the 1 seed, and the other one is just trying to get in. The game started how you expected to go, with the Eagles controlling the game with a 21-7 lead. However, there's one issue. Jalen Hurts got a concussion, which means Kenny Pickett is in. And let me say, as a certified Kenny Pickett hater, he played fine. Decent even. But you gotta play better when you're facing Jaden Daniels. He ain't concerned being down as he storms back from the Eagles and takes back the lead. Kenny Pickett is also a quarterback who won't go down without a fight and gets the Eagles in field goal range and retakes the lead. But Jaden Daniels isn't stopping until he wins. And, oh god damn it, well, there goes the game. And the Eagles just need a first down to win the game, and here they go. And, my god, he dropped the ball. They got a field goal. That means Jaden Daniels and the Commanders have a chance. They drive down the field and with every Christmas card, Jaden Daniels. Sorry, Bo Nix. You ain't winning Rookie of the Year after that just happened. Amazing. Here we go, we got another patented Jets game where the game is close, they're winning at one point, and then they falter and lose at the end. It's a great story that's happened about 11 times this year, and it happened to the Rams again, and the Rams are definitely a team that would love to be in this situation, because the Rams love to make games closer than they should be. Isn't that right, Sean McVay? Aaron Rodgers, man, that guy does not give a shit at this point. He does not care at all. This is probably his last year. I hope this is last year, because I don't know if I can keep watching him play and getting worse records with a team color that is green again. So hopefully this is his last year, and he'll go out on a sour note, but at least he played fine during the year. And the Rams, they basically locked up the division. They just got to beat Arizona next week, and that's it, because Seattle blows. And speaking of Seattle versus the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota has had a reputation this year ever since after their 5-game win streak to make games very, very close, but just to win at the end. And this game was exactly what happened again. The Minnesota Vikings were winning the entire game, but they were keeping the Seahawks in the game as well. Despite Geno Smith playing mid again, he was going neck and neck with them. Now, this would all come to a halt when the Seahawks took the lead with 4 minutes left in the game. However, the Vikings, as I've said, love doing this, and this is their type of game. Sam Darnold, resurgence here is amazing, and he goes down, dimes up Justin Jefferson for a touchdown, and then the Seahawks just need a field goal to tie it, touchdown to win it, and he threw an interception and the game's over. Well, another patented Vikings win. The Seahawks, you guys are cooked. It's over. It's not happening. Geno Smith is not the guy anymore. He had a great story, but it's time to move on from the guy. And the Minnesota Vikings still are breathing down the Detroit Lions' necks. Somehow, someway. Pats, Bills, and of course we got a Bills letdown game. It was going to happen eventually, but it was going to happen eventually. Not really a letdown game, more of a Josh Allen letdown game. This is the first game Josh Allen was come down to earth since like week 3, I would say. They still won, but however, they looked a little shaky, and I think he hurt his hand. He said he couldn't feel his hand for some time, which is very concerning. But I will say Drake May looked like a quarterback in the NFL today. He actually played very well again. And this is a good for Patriots fans because they suck. They're going to get a good draft pick, and their rookie quarterback looks pretty solid. So that's good for them. And the Bills, on the other hand, have won again and look to have basically locked up the number 2 seed. It's very difficult for Baltimore or Pittsburgh and Texans. They can't do it now. So it's pretty much they locked up the 2 seed, which is good. So as long as they don't face Kansas City, which they will, they'll get a home playoff game every time. But we'll see how that goes in the future. Oh, heck to the yes. The 3-11 Jaguars versus the 2-12 Raiders. Let's go. We got a doozy. We got mid quarterbacks going up against a shitty team. And what happened? Well, I'll tell you this. Brian Thomas is a great rookie, and he's going to be a star in this league, already reaching over 1,000 yards and 9 touchdowns in 15 games. Good for you, Brian. You're pretty great. Also, another rookie that's really good, Brock Bowers. This guy's also a stud, reaching over 1,000 yards as a tight end. He's gonna be a great player. Out of rookies this year, I'm most confident in this guy to be a great player for years to come. I think both fans of each team were praying they lost this game. And guess what? The Raiders don't give a damn about the guys starting tank, and they win. It's the Antonio Pierce specialty, and he loves it because Aiden O'Connell played mid. And guess what? Mac Jones also played pretty mid, but it didn't matter because at the end of the day, Amir Abdullah, yes, Amir Abdullah is still in the NFL, ladies and gentlemen. He is still there. What the is even happening? Now, hear me out, Niners fans. This may have been the best scenario for you guys this week. I know it sucks. You lost to the Dolphins, who are frauds, and you were in the Super Bowl last year, and you got booted out in week 16 this year, and you're 6-9, and Brock Purdy didn't play very good. But hear me out. This is good, because for one, you get a better draft pick by losing, because winning this game would do nothing for you. And two, Brock Purdy playing worse delays his contract, which is good, because Brock Purdy, even though his stats have dramatically dropped out this year, is, I think, still a solid quarterback. So next year, when your team's healthier, you have a better draft pick, easier schedule, and Brock Purdy is not paid, you can get more players. And it's a win-win situation. Now, the Dolphins, on the other hand, I don't know what the they're doing. They're thinking they're making the playoffs this year. I'll tell you right now, they're not. I don't care if they have a chance. They're not making it. I give a damn. And what happens if they do? Guess what? Nothing. They lost to Houston. If they can't beat Houston, what are they going to do to any other team in the NFL? That's right, nothing. So they're not going to make it. Sorry, Dolphins fans. I don't know, get a better quarterback, get a better coach, and tell Tyreek Hill to stop dropping balls. Bruh. And to end this week, we have the final game is Saints versus Packers. And this game was really, really fun because you got to understand something here, guys. You only get a certain amount of shutout games in a year. And when it happens, it's really funny to point and laugh at the team that it happened to. So today, we can point and laugh at the Saints because they got shut out 34-0 to the Green Bay Packers. Alright. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, a Feliz Navidad, whatever you celebrate. I hope you enjoy it. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. That's the other week of football. We get on the games. Well, but didn't expect that. The Pittsburgh Steelers are the embodiment of a Greek tragedy. I've never seen anything so tragic that happens to a team that does the exact same thing each year and has the same outcome in the playoffs. It's either start bad, finish strong, losing the wild card, or it's start strong, finish bad, losing the wild card. It's inevitable, like most things. Much like the Kansas City Chiefs, looking at the best they have all year, and it's in Christmas, of course. If I had a nickel, every time I hope for the Chiefs to win a game in the last 3 years, I'd have two. One for the Christmas game, and the second one against the Titans back in 2022. Don't ask. Hey, this is kind of how I expected the game to go, minus Derrick Henry safety. Not saying the Ravens are the best team in the league by any means, but I've seen the way the Texans play this year, and I've seen the way the Ravens play this year. It was a blow in my eyes. And I'm gonna sound like a horse's ass here, but my goodness, one of the worst PI calls this year by far. 4th and 4, overthrown ball, barely has his hands on the receiver, flag thrown. The ref's getting still called a PI. Bullshit! Get better eyes, zebras. Anyways, the Texans are looking like a drunk uncle stumbling their way to the playoffs this year, as the injuries have taken a toll on this team, and it's not looking too good. While the Ravens have retaken the AFC North from the Steelers. Let's review this game. As I've said a million times, and millions! I hate reviewing the Bears games, because their talent is so strong, and yet they falter and lose in dramatic fashion. And Caleb Williams is a rookie, and he's learning a lot, but he does not need to be Patrick Mahomes every single play. Just check it down for once in a while, man. And hell, you have Allen, Moore, and Odunze. You're telling me they're all simultaneously covered every down? My ass. And Seattle, you guys did no favors. This team doesn't deserve a playoff spot. If they somehow do get in the playoffs, they're gonna get clapped by the Packers, let's be real. But let's see how the game ends, okay? It's 6-3 Bears on the Seattle 40. Let's see what happens. Deep incomplete pass. Another incomplete pass. And another deep incomplete pass. For God's sakes, you guys need 5 yards! Just check it down or try a 57-yard field goal! Oh, of course they're going for it, and...
Bruh.
I have no words. I don't know how to respond to that. Fine God. Chicago, fine God. It can be hard sometimes being a fan of a bad team. Lose all the time, team can look like a bunch of goobers, with them getting blown out and having funny turnovers. But I've had an epiphany this season with the Patriots. The Patriots fans deserve this. Think about it. The Panthers, Lions, or heck even the Bills fans who never won anything in their entire history and have been dealing with this for decades. Patriots, you deserve a half century of nothing. And what about the young kids who just started watching the Patriots from 2020 on, and they didn't witness the greatness of the Pats winning their Super Bowls? Well, guess what, buddy? They're about to suffer the sins of their father. Drake May looks good though. Take a seat, grab a nice drink, and relax. And I'll tell you about the great game that went down on December 28th, 2024. Denver versus Cincinnati. It means a lot to both teams to win. And for about 3 quarters, it was an average game. But once that 4th quarter started, we got a classic. We started off with Joe Burrow hooking up his guy T. Higgins for a touchdown. But the rookie Bo Nix threw an absolute bomb to Marvin Mims to tie the game. The Bengals go down and take back the lead, but T. Higgins fumbles the ball, giving the Broncos the ball back. But Bo Nix decides that he doesn't want the ball anymore and gives it right back to the Bengals. The Bengals methodically drive down the field, and they can kill the clock to 10 seconds and kick a field goal, but Chase Brown got hurt and they need to call a timeout. Might as well go for the touchdown now. It's not like the Broncos are going to go on the field and get a touchdown now, right?
12 seconds later.
Holy shit! They actually got a touchdown! Let's go to OT! After 2 stalled drives by each team, the Bengals get down and drive and go down the field. All they need to do is kick a field goal and... Cade! Run as any way you can! You're not safe! Go, Cade! Run! Oh wait, the Broncos didn't do jack shit and punted. The Bengals had 3 minutes left. A tie means they're out and the Broncos win. They need to win. And Joe Burrow bombs it to T. Higgins, but no field goal is guaranteed, especially with Cade York's ass. So Joe Burrow said, I'll do it myself. Boom! Burrow to Higgins. Touchdown. Broncos lose. The Bengals survive another week. This game may have big implications on the NFC West winner if like 5 teams win on Sunday. But whatever, let's recap the game anyways. The Cardinals have been more disappointing than a father finding out their son plays league. But the Rams have been a wonky team as of late. Like, McVay, I think you're a good coach. But please make sense with your play calling sometimes. We'll get 5 runs in a row that don't work, and then we'll get 5 throws in a row that don't work. And usually, you'll do it multiple times a game. I like you, but please stop doing this. It's very frustrating to watch. Whatever. I yap too much. Anyways, the Cardinals have driven down to the 6-yard line, are about to win it. Ooh, is that a pick? I guess by the NFL definition, it is. But in my opinion, if that ball touches the ground in any sort of way, it's incomplete. I don't care if it didn't aid the catch at all. If it touched the ground, it's incomplete. Just my opinion. I know it's not the rules, but that's just me. Anyways, the Rams, I think, have clinched the division. I'm going to put it up here. Have they clinched the division? Congrats! By golly, I love me a hoedown between the Cowboys and the Eagles. And we always get a good one, right? No, we don't. Kenny Pickett started at the Eagles, and he actually played pretty good, but after an injury, the backup Tanner McKee came in and took over and looked pretty good as well, making Jalen Hurts not look as good as we think he is. Keep doing those tush pushes, Jalen. They're keeping you strong. Yeah, Dallas sucks. They suck. Jerry saw they won 3 games without Dak and decided McCarthy is a good coach and they're going to keep him. So, get your head up, Jerry, you old senile Cut him. Get rid of him. I don't know at this point. Force him back into the woods for a retreat. Aaron Rodgers needs to retire at this point. It's the end of an era for QBs of his time. We saw Brady go at the playoffs with a decent year, and Breeze go at the playoffs, and Rivers and Luck go at the playoffs. Rodgers is just hard to have sympathy for. It's a damn shame. He's one of the best quarterbacks ever, but he needs to go. I'm sorry. Actually, no, I'm not sorry. And Josh Allen had another great game, but will it be enough to win the MVP against Lamar Jackson? We shall see, Josh. Oh, we shall see. Derek Carr, why couldn't you play today? You could have made history. NFL history! Raiders, you guys are scaring me. You guys have won back-to-back games. You're not going to get a top QB in the draft now, guys. Stop! What are you doing? Stop it now! Well, Carolina got dicked down in Tampa. Bryce Young has done enough this year to get another shot next year, so good for him. And the Buccaneers had a field day, piling up the stats and grinding a win against the sorrowful Panthers. And also, one more thing. Just gonna leave this here to digest. More tank. More games. I could have sworn these two teams played each other last week. Whatever. I'll be honest, as I'm recording this, I can't even remember who won this game. Give me a sec. The Jags won, meaning that they really lost in the grand scheme of things. So technically, at the end of the day, the Titans and Jags both won and lost. If you really think about it in a very theoretical way, if you feel me, you guys feel me, you know what I mean? Like theoretical way, because you get it. I'm at a loss for words. I need to digest this. First, Indianapolis, what the heck was that? 45 points against the Giants? Sorry, I'll say that again. The Giants? Are you freaking kidding me? This game might have gotten Shane Steichen fired, and it might be rightfully so. Complete disaster. And the Giants, what the heck was that? 45 points against the Colts? What are you doing? Costing a generational quarterback? I give up. Do what you want. New York, it's not like I care, because I really don't. But, Daniel Jones, whatever happened there? I'm asking again for once and for all, why are the Browns benching Jameis Winston for DTR? I know DTR's a young guy, but I don't think he's very good. Jameis Winston gets you the touchdowns and the turnovers. DTR just gets you turnovers. So put in Jameis Winston. At least Browns fans, I mean, I don't really care for the Cleveland Browns, but at least their fans will have some fun watching games when Jameis is playing. It's fun for NFL fans to watch him. God, coaching pisses me off these days. And the Dolphins are still in a playoff spot, but let's be real, everybody. Who the cares? If Tua is not going to play, and if he does play, let's just see the Broncos make it or Bengals make it. Because the Broncos make it, it's like, oh, they've made it a while, and the Bengals make it, it's like, oh my god, they're so bad, but their offense is so good. Joe Burrow, whatever. But the Dolphins is like, it just does nothing. It's just boring. Dolphins fans, you know deep down that you guys making it is the least entertaining team to make it out of the three right now. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Golly, man. I want the Green Bay Packers. I want them so bad to beat the allegations. Because this year they've been like Miami and Dallas last year, man. They get a great record, but they can't beat teams with a winning record. I think the only team they beat with a winning record was the Rams. When the Rams were like 2-4 or some shit like that. Like, come on, you faced the Vikings twice, you faced the Lions twice, and you lost both times. You had to go in garbage time. Oh, God. Sam Darnold played amazing again. This is brutal. The Packers were a team I thought could sneak to the Super Bowl, but after this game, I don't think they could. I genuinely don't think they could. Could they win a game? Maybe, but me. Sorry, I like Jordan Love a lot, but it is what it is. My predictions at the beginning of the year are faltering so fast. Dun 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 dun. We got a Sunday night game that matters. We got the two rookie quarterbacks going at it. Michael Penix Jr. versus Jaden Daniels. And the game was actually pretty fun. We saw the two young quarterbacks go at it, and Michael Penix by far didn't play a perfect game, but showed his potential by throwing some absolute lasers on the field. Then Jaden Daniels, my goodness, this guy loves to put on entertaining games. And if I'm a Washington fan, I'm happy. For one, you got a good quarterback. For two, he's fun to watch. So good for you guys. The fourth quarter of this game was awesome. We saw the Washington Commanders come back from 10, taking the lead and taking a 7-point lead. And then we saw the young quarterback, Michael Penix, drive down the field to throw an absolute laser to Kyle Pitts to tie the game. Then we saw Washington go 3 and out, and then we saw them punt, and this is where the issues become. Because Atlanta drove the field, and they didn't use a timeout until like 10 seconds left, and then they ended up kicking a field goal, and look at that, he kicked it out, and he's short. Great, awesome. This has been beaten to the ground by now, but Maria Morris, you have timeouts, use them, please, you had 2. It's not like he had 1. It's not as bad as Matt Eberflus, trust me, but it's still pretty bad. And then in overtime, the Washington Commanders take a long methodical drive for a touchdown, beating the Atlanta Falcons, giving back the power to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And this win puts the Washington Commanders in the playoffs for the first time since 2020, when they were the football team. And this win also means, as I'm reading this, the Los Angeles Rams have clinched the NFC West. So we got another meaningless game in Week 18. Hooray! Did those Lions get their revenge against the Niners? Sorta. Well, actually, yes, they did. But not in the Dan Campbell way, as in winning by 40 points and throwing 5 passes to the O-lineman. Sorry, Dallas. But in all seriousness, the Lions' defense is so banged up that the banged up Niners could still put up a good amount of points on them. Not a good sign going into the playoffs. They're going to have to keep outscoring their opponents, which they can do, but that defensive help is always needed. So we'll see moving on. And the Niners, good job.